Hello, Mark. Here's the infamous shark fin, and let me just show you a couple of things. We have a detent ball here that is spring loaded. It pushes in, and there we go. And there was a depression on this plate that the detent ball went in, but it wasn't very deep. So I made it deeper by putting a stainless steel plate on top of here with a hole the size of the detent ball so that it would go down deeper. Well, the next thing was that there's quite a bit of space between the plate and the bottom of the pin in both cases, and of course they aren't the same amount of space either. So what I did, though, because this is very thin material on the bottom here that's soldered in, I put some half washers made of copper and soldered them in place to take up all the space between in these pins. So now when we put this on, trying to do this one-handed, it's not the easiest thing to do. Okay, try to put that on. Now the other thing I did was I put a I don't know, that probably put that screen sideways on you. Anyway, I put a magic marker on here, and when this magic marker line lines up with this hole, this thing is actually about as tight as you can get it, and the ball will be in the center of the detent. So I've just about worn out the heel of my hand from doing this, but you can see that's pretty close to in place now, and I have taken to using a little tap hammer with a soft face on it. Now, yeah, you're gonna go, oh, you're gonna mess my chrome up. Yes, I messed, but I'm sending this off for chroming anyway. So I want to make sure that we've got it working properly before I send it off for chrome. All right, so that finishes it off. Now, actually, it's quite difficult to get this off now. To get it off, what I have to do now is tap it up here. Whoops, up here. And it'll finally snap loose. So it's pretty tight. It's $500. I don't know that I would still go down the lake with it, but I definitely do it static display. In my discussion, my solder was not compatible with the solder they used on this originally at the factory, at the factory, and that rebuilds these or makes new ones. So I called them about the solder, and I finally got an answer. Of course, he said the same thing to me that I've been saying to you, is the original design on these things sucks. He's making them just like the original design, and he used to make, he's the one that used to put them together for the factory when the factory was still in place. So he's and he says, and if anybody really wants to keep them from coming out, what they do, I apologize for this photography, but what they do is they drill and tap a small hole right here in front of the shark fin, and they put a round head screw in there, and this can't slide forward, and it's held captive. And I'll do that for you if you want to do it. Apparently that's the accepted method by the club. If you had told me that to start with, I wouldn't have had all that to do all this fooling around that I'm not charging you for the on the bottom of this. So anyhow, that's the saga of the shark fin, and this is going off to the same chrome shop that's got your windshield bracket right now. And I did see a message somewhere that I don't think I answered, and that is, yes, we did take care of some dock rash that was on the sides. I don't have the lights on right now, but that row of lights on. But that was one of the first things we did, was actually took care of the dock rash. So that is confirmed to be done. And I realize I still owe you a price on putting a maintenance coat of varnish on the decks. So I'll take care of that hopefully this next week. I've been dealing with my dad a lot, so that's kind of kept me from getting quite a few things done. But if you would, you've got a fin that's going to stay in place. Like I say, it's certainly during the static display, just like it is, and it will probably go down the lake okay. And I'm going to put an expanding foam in there, a pourable foam. It is flotation foam. I'm going to put that inside there so that if it did come off, hopefully it'll be buoyant enough that it would stay on top of the water. I don't know until I put the foam in and try to float this thing if if my theory is going to work or not. But hopefully it will. And then so just answer me. Let me know if you want me to go ahead and drill and tap this for a round head machine screw that I could put in there and keep this from coming off. I mean, it would make it a very positive lock. It wasn't the original factory, but apparently it's the accepted method by people in the club. So with that, have a great weekend.